We are back with episode 7 of PowerBookGHOST, and it is Sex Week. Are you ready for all of the action? Because we have a lot to cover. We open on the scene we've been waiting to see since it dropped on the mid-season trailer, the robbery scene. But it's a bit anticlimactic when we get to see that it's just Kane and the GTG boys robbing a church. A church, Kane. What the hell? In other news, it is Sex Week at Stansfield and everyone is being a little more hot and bothered than normal. In Tariq's canonical studies class, it is announced who the 5 runner-ups are to receive the fellowship, and unfortunately, Tariq misses the mark. Who knew balancing school while running a burgeoning huge drug organization would be difficult? This life has its trade-offs, Tariq, remember that. For the first time in a while, we see Jabari and Carrie back on screen together, and it's to make the announcement to Tariq's class. But the real tea happens between those two after class, when Carrie goes to console Tariq and Jabari eavesdrops thinking he's doing something. Jabari does not play the doting nice guy very well, and 2 seconds after dropping by Carrie's apartment unannounced, attempting to get back in her good graces and being dismissed, he is pouting and plotting the destruction of Tariq. After 2 seconds and seeing a folder, he has decided that Carrie is Tariq. If it's one thing that Jabari is going to do, is jump to conclusions. I swear, he gets more and more pathetic by the episode, calling Tariq into his office to give him extra credit in the form of a detailed personal essay about his love life. Bruh, really? Carrie has everything to hide except for a sexual relationship with Tariq. Now, her and Zeke, on the other hand, seem to be getting along quite well. After Carrie figures out the shady Jabari has going on with Tariq, she shuts it down. And by setting Tariq up to potentially out his relationship with Professor Milgram, Jabari actually gave Carrie the ammunition that she needs to get him fired for sleeping with his students. How dumb. Kane gets his ass arrested for the church robbery and no shows for the re-up, leaving it to Tejadas to deal with the drop alone. Out of options and in need of help, he calls Officer Ramirez and gets convinced that he can help him get rid of Tariq, because Tariq is the cause for all of their problems and taking both of their places in Monet's life. Kane, do you hear yourself, bruh? When Kane doesn't show up for the re-up, Diana calls Tariq, for reinforcements. And of course, things go south. For whatever reason, Monet only has half the money for the shipment and gets into a deadly altercation with the supply soldier. Somebody was going to end up dead, and as you can suspect, it was not going to be Monet. While the deal is going south upstairs, things are getting hot and heavy with Tariq and Diana downstairs. He tells her a little bit of truth, and our girl is back swooning over the young kingpin in the making, sealing the deal with a kiss. Drew and Tariq are tasked with getting rid of the body, and for the moment, we get to see a part of Drew that actually makes sense for the lifestyle they're in. He low-key a killer. We see you, Drew. Another blast from the past in this episode is Paz Valdez. I don't know if I'm happy to see her again, but hey girl. Sax decides to put her on the stand and Tasha is not happy about it. Davis reassures her, but then the trains go off the tracks as Sax uses the opportunity to pull out old details and make Tasha look horrible. Not only does Sax turn his case around, but he also puts a battery in Paz's back, and she'll probably be coming for Tasha, if not this season, then the next. Tariq and Lauren get paired up in their latest canonical studies assignment, and every time we see these two together, it's clear that they should be together. Such chemistry. Never mind Lauren's boyfriend Malcolm, who makes his awkward and annoying interruption for the last time this episode, as Lauren puts him in the X-Files. He walks in on her and Tariq playing around. Well, he doesn't just walk in, he walks in, takes pictures. Bruh, what? Later that night, she asks Tariq to go with her to the Q party to celebrate Sex Week, but Tariq, still frazzled from taking care of the body with Drew, declines her invitation by way of picking a fight, calling her out, and getting her to storm off. Good move, Tariq. Maybe next time you could use a tactic that's more likely for you to come back from, because now she hates you. The only good luck he catches this episode is getting closer to the truth about Riley's lying ass. He starts to follow her after running into Trace and being confronted about sleeping with her. Tariq doesn't remember anything from the night of his birthday, but after Riley's admission and this piece of the puzzle, he sees the need to start to put 2 and 2 together. He discovers that Riley is Sax's niece. Finally. Why is Tariq's first instinct always to lie? After finding out that Riley is Sax's niece, he goes to Brayden to get him to break up with her. But instead of telling him the truth that she's a snitch, he tells Brayden she's been trying to sleep with him. It's not until after his brother Trace verifies Tariq's story, which, just so we're clear, is not the full story at best and a flat out lie at worst, that he questions Riley and ultimately breaks things off with her. Finally, a win for Tariq. Thank God Courtney Kemp gave us a moment with Tasha and Paz before the episode ends. Now we don't have to worry about Paz coming back and coming for Tasha after Sax coerced that subjective testimony from her. If we know Paz, we know that she do not play, and she was looking real when Paz first found out about Jamie and wanted to confront him while she was on the stand. Regardless, Tasha still has an ally in Paz, and she reassures her that she did not kill Ghost and she never lied to her. And that's it, the rundown for episode 106, Sex Week from Powerbook to Ghost. Subscribe to Erica Vega TV if you haven't already, and give me a like and a comment on this video. If you want more Powerverse videos, then watch the Lauren and Diana or Who Would Tariq Choose here, and watch the episode 6 recap here. You can also live tweet with us every Sunday night when the episode premieres at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, it gets so real on Twitter. Come and join us. I'm your host, Erica Vega, and I will see you in the next one.